getting these legends on and getting them to tell their stories is always so important for me, especially somebody like you who has made the DMV your home. You
Yeah.
grew up in Austin, Texas. Probably grew up a Cowboys fan. I don't want to speak for you. Probably grew up around a lot of Cowboys fans, and you end up making this place home. I want to start there because I think it's so fly that so many of you legends that aren't from here, I'm not from here either, but we've made this place home. Why was it important for you to put your roots here and make the DMV home?
Well, one, it was, it's a great place. The big time truth of it was that my wife doesn't like change of seasons, or she likes to change the seasons. And so, if my wife is happy, I'm happy. And it's also cool just being around here. It's coming from Arizona when I played. You had a core group of fans, but we were kind of new to the area and all that stuff. So it wasn't as gung ho as here. Here was like family. Everybody knew you. You went places. People showed you respect, the whole thing. And so it's just kind of cool being here and hanging around and just making this home. Our boys grew up here, and it was, I didn't want to change that at all.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. And who knows what a decision will change in life, right? Like you make this decision back in 1994 to leave, which was the Phoenix Cardinals at the time, which is kind of
Yeah.
wild to think about, and you decide to pull up to Washington. Now, I know the bag was crazy, but what else went into that decision to decide to take yourself to the East Coast where I read you had never been to the East Coast other than playing, but you had never lived in the East Coast or really spent a lot of time out here before coming to Washington. Is that true?
Yeah, so the truth of the story is I was with the Cardinals, but it was opportunity, free agency, got a chance to, talk to other teams, talk to the Redskins and the Redskins at the time, the Redskins, and they were like, we love you, we think you have great potential. Here's the deal on the table. Sign it now or leave. Then I'm talking to my agent and I'm like, hey man, I want to go back to Arizona because you want to be back where you're comfortable. Here's what they offered. See if Arizona's going to match it. Arizona's like, well, we don't believe it, and we're not going to just go off of that. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be the one that's going to be caught up in the middle where Redskins pull it off the table. Arizona says, well, I never saw anything. Then you're stuck in the middle, and now you're trying to play this way. So we're like, you know what? If you start putting things on top of each other and say, what's going to be the best opportunity that I would have to do well? I thought it was, here with Washington, because I'm like, this is a great location. Everyone knows them. They're just coming off some Super Bowl victories, and hopefully I could help them rebuild again to that same level. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that was kind of the mindset was like, this is a great place. And then coming here, it was amazing because I had never experienced that type of fandom where you could just walk down the street and everybody was your fan and showed you respect. And for me, I don't know if I'm just I don't call myself anything super spectacular, but to see a grown man, somebody that's in their 50s when I was young, and they're treating you with so much respect, it's like, man, I don't deserve this, but man, I appreciate it because I saw in my dad how much sports can change how people feel about themselves, especially being in Texas. All of a sudden, you play sports, you're treated with more respect. You're treated with this and that. And those are people who are watching you like, this is our opportunity, especially as African Americans. This is our opportunity to show that we are something, that we can make something of ourselves. And so it was just kind of an honor to be here. And then, you're looking at DC, all the stuff you saw on TV. I'm a big TV guy. This is like a dream come true. You get to see the Capitol, you get to see the White House, you get to see all that stuff. It was cool.